Welcome! You are listening to the Overseas Life Redesign podcast, where you'll hear fun, relaxed, and inspirational interviews with people who are really living the dream. I'm Dawn Fleming, an attorney turned alchemist, and your host for the show, coming to you from the tropical island paradise of Isla Mujeres, Mexico. This show was created for courageous souls willing to step out of their comfort zone and design a new way of life. You'll gain inspired midlife wisdom from those who have done it as we share experiences, strategies, and offer practical steps you can take to redesign your life overseas. Listen and you'll believe if you can dream it, you can achieve it. Welcome to part 6 of the Science of Happiness. I hope you've enjoyed the series so far. And if you haven't had a chance to listen to the previous episodes on this topic, I highly encourage you to do so. In the first 4 parts of the series, we focused on personal habits that we can adopt into our daily lives to increase our sense of purpose and meaning and raise our level of happiness. In part 5, we started the second half of the series, volume 2, in the context of community and creating new relationships and deeper friendships. In part 6, what we'll talk about is that happy people don't worry about what other people think. As I mentioned in part 5, this information comes out of the longest running study that's ever been done in history. Being hung up on other people's opinions is a huge regret in old age, according to the Harvard study. Quote, when we asked, what was your biggest regret? A lot of people said, I wish I wouldn't have spent so much time worrying about what other people think, Dr. Waldinger says. Maybe your hobbies are quirky or weird. That's great. It makes you who you are. Quote, don't let the things you love go just because somebody else says, oh, that's not cool. If you love something, let yourself love it, he says. Now, this could be a hard lesson for teenagers who desperately want to fit in, but it's a significant predictor of future happiness. Quote, encourage your kids to keep loving what they love. They can even be quiet about it. If you love playing the piano and that's not cool in your group, just quietly do your thing, because the things you love are valuable and make you who you are, he says. Waldinger recalls growing up in a sports-focused Des Moines, Iowa town where being a scholarly kid wasn't exactly cool. He says the football players and cheerleaders were gods and loving school was, are you kidding me? So I just did it and I learned to do it quietly. I had lots of friends, but I didn't talk about school. You could say, well, that's a shame, but then I went to a college where people loved school, he says. I didn't give up. I didn't do what I could have done, which is pretend school wasn't important and got lousy grades because it wouldn't have been me. The point is, love what you love. You can be quiet about it if it's not the flavor of the month right now, but don't let things you love go. Unquote. Why do we care so much about what other people think? In a word, evolution. In episode 65, Stepping Up and Stepping Out, How to Take That Leap of Faith, I talked about how and why fear holds us back. One of the things I shared is that fear is a primal emotion, and it goes to the heart of our survival drive in the physical world. Our survival as humans, as a tribal species, is dependent on our being accepted by the tribe. we got rejected by the tribe, historically, it literally could mean death due to the loss of protection and shelter the tribe provided. In the modern era, fear of societal rejection triggers our limbic or reptilian brain. Emotionally, from an evolutionary standpoint, our limbic brain just can't handle rejection. Yet, to live our best life, we need to let go and overcome this primal instinct. This fear of rejection really does not serve us very well in our modern world.
We'll be back in a moment.
Isla Mujeres is a Caribbean jewel off the coast of Cancun. Castilito del Caribe warmly invites you to enjoy our spectacular oceanfront villa located in the heart of El Centro and a short walk to Playa Norte, which is ranked one of the top 10 beaches in the world. With an ocean view of crystal clear turquoise waters overlooking both the Caribbean and Cancun city skyline, we offer a fabulous location for you to enjoy all the peace and tranquility you're looking for on vacation, while also taking in all the excitement the island has to offer, with activities either in walking distance or a golf cart day excursion away. Please visit CastilitoCaribe.com, www.CastilitoCaribe.com. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Is it time to go? Are you starving for adventure and new experiences? Ready to lower your living costs and upgrade your quality of life? Do you long for the freedom to live anywhere and earn in paradise? You can live a happier, healthier, and more joyful life. Don't know where to start? Join us for our free workshop to plan your overseas beta test. You'll walk away with a step-by-step plan to turn pie-in-the-sky dreams into your pinch me, is this real reality, and create a life you never need a vacation from. We'll help you plan and execute your perfect exit. Register at paradiseroadmap.com.
Welcome back to the Overseas Life Redesign podcast. Thank you so much for being here, and we invite you to subscribe if you like what you hear.
Another aspect of caring about what other people think is a fear of failure. What if I move overseas? And what if it doesn't work out? Will I be a failure? Which others will mock me for trying it and coming back. This is something I addressed in Claim Your Dream Life. Let's talk more about this fear of failure. Why are we afraid of failing? Perhaps these primal fears kicked in and we felt insecure. These old memories can induce fear that prevents us from moving forward because we're afraid of making a mistake. The thought process is, if I do not make a move or a decision, then I can't make a mistake. I'll just coast. That logic doesn't consider that by doing nothing, we are making a move to preserve the status quo. We are consciously deciding not to have new experiences or to learn new lessons. Saying no to those experiences or lessons means we deprive ourselves of the gift of experience and the confidence we receive by reaching our goals. We deny ourselves the ability to see ourselves as a winner, someone who sets a goal and then actually achieves it. Now, you know I'm a sailor, and I've met a fair number of someday Islers. That's what I call those who live their life saying, someday I'll write, someday I'll paint, someday I'll learn how to sail or fly, or someday I'll... Unfortunately, graveyards and cemeteries are filled with someday Islers who left this earth with all sorts of unfulfilled dreams and aspirations. I hope that's not you, because when you dream and create a vision of your new life overseas and achieve that goal, your total opinion of yourself changes. You achieved a big goal. You can say, I did it. I did it. And when you do it once, you gain the confidence to do it again and again. You're not afraid to act. You're a winner, not a someday Isler. Remember, it's totally okay if your plans don't work out. In episode 14, we didn't just talk about our dream retirement, we went for it. I interviewed Becky and Corky McCormick, both librarians who retired in 2016 and moved to Mexico. A few months later, Becky's brother got sick, so they went back to the US to care for him until he passed away. In 2018, they tried it again. They both loved living in Isla Mujeres, but for some unknown reason, Becky was physically sick the whole time. It made living here unbearable, so they moved back to Missouri and picked up their lives right where they'd left off. Were they sorry for trying? Not a bit. They went for it, but it didn't work out. They're not left to wonder what might have been. You see, courageous people don't lack fear. It's that they've learned how to control their thoughts and thereby manage their emotions. They know the difference between fear and danger. By replacing our fear of the unknown with curiosity, we become open to an infinite stream of possibilities. We can choose to let fear rule our lives, or we can become childlike and see endless possibilities, cultivate our curiosity, push our boundaries, leap out of our comfort zones to accept and thrive, regardless of what life throws at us. We can change our mindset to see endless possibilities. So I ask, what would you do if you knew you could not fail? I just love to ask that question. And what's the worst outcome that could possibly happen if your plan doesn't work out? Perhaps, like Corky and Becky, it simply means returning to your old way of life. Often, if we can accept the worst case outcome, we can find the courage to move ahead.
Welcome! You are listening to the Overseas Life Redesign podcast, where you'll hear fun, relaxed, and inspirational interviews with people who are really living the dream. I'm Dawn Fleming, an attorney turned alchemist, and your host for the show, coming to you from the tropical island paradise of Isla Mujeres, Mexico. This show was created for courageous souls willing to step out of their comfort zone and design a new way of life. You'll gain inspired midlife wisdom from those who have done it as we share experiences, strategies, and offer practical steps you can take to redesign your life overseas. Listen and you'll believe if you can dream it, you can achieve it.